Reminded me to do that. You know the name of the day on Supreme or on Meta? I'm not sure what you're referring to, Stian. Reminded me to do that. Okay, cool. So yeah, YouTube Live is up. If you guys want to share this to people that can't get on the Zoom, you can feel free to share this. Links in the chat. What I miss about the schedule, I'll pull it back up at the end of the call as well. So if you're going to stick around until like 9 a.m., 9:15 a.m., I'll share it again. Okay, cool. Wow, this is like a Matrix loop. All right, we're back over here. So yeah, so this is the buy area for gold that I'm looking for. We might not get it. I mean, based on current price, it looks like this might have been enough of a sweep. Okay, we took multiple areas of liquidity on the way down, and more importantly, this was a very significant swing low, bringing us back into this whole accumulation with this retest. So that's why I took a small buy position this morning at 7 a.m. I didn't call it out anywhere. And even if I did, most of you, we're not on GFU Connect quite yet. Very soon. Very, very soon, the next 24 to 48 hours. But the ideal buy area is still untapped. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens with the release. This is very favorable price action though for the buys that I did secure after sweeping these lows. And maybe I'll unpack the actual buy that I took from this area, how I structured the buy, where I was, able to enter, put stop loss, all that. It was an inversion play on the smaller time frame on the 1 minute. But we'll save that for another day just because of time. So yeah, that's the ideal scenario if we spike lower. Sells, honestly, I'm not really looking for sells on golds, to be honest, unless we get up into, you know, realistically speaking, this. Which is possible, but I don't think it'll be with the release. I mean, maybe. Well, I mean, it's possible, right? It's not off the table, but personally, I'm looking to TP at these highs on the gold buy that I do currently have, and even for this, zone of action that I was looking for initially, the ideal scene was to TP at these highs at like 20 or not 23, but 33.50. I mean, you guys can choose to do whatever with the other educator trade ideas. I would say like with CPI releasing in 8 minutes, any sort of limit that you are close to, it's up to you whether you want to keep it, whether you want to delete it, manually execute it. You know, it's kind of up to you, right? I don't have any limits placed right now, personally. I'll share that. I'll share that, and you can do with that what you will. So, okay, let's take a look at the majors real quick before the release. AU. Again, we're really just condensing. Like, first question you always want to ask yourself when you're looking at any chart is where's the money? And for me, with where we're currently trading, there is a ton of liquidity on every single major currency pair that we could take a look at, whether that's Euro USD, GBP USD, not as much actually on GBP USD, but AUD USD, NZD USD, right? We're seeing a lot of liquidity. So what I would be anticipating based on where we're currently trading on AU is a spike lower, capturing at least these two swing lows, potentially even this third one to get, I don't know, maybe potential buys out of this accumulation, right? To then target the other side of liquidity, the highs. I would love to see that on AU, to be honest. Like we can even structure an entry on this, assuming we get it, but buys out of this kind of zone is what I would be, potentially looking for. It's not really a fair value gap, but the accumulation, the 50% of the accumulation, I'd be curious to see if we could get, potential longs from this area to then target, these highs. You're looking at about a 1 to 4 risk reward on that. Targeting these highs on the the whole trading range from low to high. We've just been chopping sideways, internal liquidity being generated like crazy. This is, about a 1 to 4.5 risk to reward. Um, so yeah, this is a scenario that we could potentially see on AU is sell the buy motion. Maybe the news releases the other direction, in which case we could see price take the highs first. I wouldn't be favoring sells as much on AU just because of the fact that we're pretty bullish. And I have reason to believe we're going to get to like 65,500 personally. Um, they could happen in one candle, right? It's not it's not impossible for that to be the case. But this to me looks favorable. I'm going to set an alert at this low for the release. We got 5 minutes here. We'll try and speed this up a little bit. This was from Market Outlook on Sunday. For those of you guys that were there or watched the recording, this is an area that we were looking at for sells. Beautiful entry. Absolutely boring sideways price action, but it's finally looking like we're making moves to the right direction. And I would be looking for something fairly similar with NZD/USD, right? Notice how we're condensing in this area. Buyers probably stop losses beneath these lows, stop losses above these highs for sellers, right? These are the areas of liquidity we're looking at. So jab on these lows, potential buys from this fair value gap maybe could be favorable. Lots of liquidity over here as well on NU. So I do like the looks of that. Not as sexy as AUD/USD, just being honest. Euro, kind of the inverse. The highs are looking juicier than the lows. So, we do have lows that are relevant and present as well, but maybe a jab on these highs for potential sells from this area or from the 4 hour zone that we've been eyeing up for the past little while. If we get a jab into this, area of interest, that would be cool for sells. So let's see. We got 4 minutes. We got 4 minutes. Do you move stop loss to break even after such a big move, or always leave stop loss and TP on their places? It really depends. Like honestly, I've seen it be very beneficial in the past to just leave SL and TP where they are, and I think it takes a lot of the thinking out of the equation. So I've seen that benefit a lot of people, a lot of traders. Myself personally, if I abided by that more often, it's also probably something that would be of, to my benefit. But yeah, I mean, maybe we get a return into this order block, right? If we get a false spike lower, I'd be looking for these lows to certainly be captured to then get potential longs from here. Although, again, two relatively equal lows here. So, the I would say the buys that I'm favoring the most, assuming we get a false spike lower, would actually be AUD/USD from here. So yeah, if you guys want to set a limit, it's up to you. Personally, I'll probably just wait for the release and then I'll potentially enter this manually. But again, ideal scenario with a news release is wait for the spike to take out one zone of liquidity to then look for a reversal opportunity to target the other side of liquidity. So it's like we have pretty much the exact same scenario across the board on every single major currency pair right now. USD CAD, this is actually major. I do really like the looks of this as well for buys is, you know, a sweep of these lows to potentially get longs from 136,500 approximately. So something along these lines. 20 pip stop targeting the high. It's about a 1 to 3.5. Ideally, we see this thing rip though. Like I'd be looking to take, this is actually something I would put a limit on. So if you guys want to put a limit on this for USD CAD, entry price, TP, invalidation, not financial advice, do your thing, but that is the vibe. That is the vibe. This one I'm actually going to set a limit on because I've been waiting for this, and I feel like if we get a false spike that's favorable, you know, could be the ideal for us getting longs from this area. All right, cool. Sheesh, Goldilocks is appreciated for the price action we're seeing before the release here. Could still fall spike lower though. Could still fall spike lower, especially based on where we're currently trading on the hourly. We're inside that fair value gap. So a fall spike lower is not impossible. Or we just fly. There's the, are we getting a fill on that? Yeah, that's the fill for USD CAD. So my USD CAD buy limit just triggered. Wow, actually it didn't. Spread did me dirty. Bruh. Okay. Well, we'll see if we get filled on this. Don't do me like that. Okay, it filled on my other account. I'm okay. I'm content with that. I'm content with that. I got finessed on one of my accounts. But let's see. Gold's spiking higher, and I should have had a hard TP set, to be honest, at 33.50 because I didn't actually set the TP. But okay, let's see. Did we get filled on USD CAD? We'll be patient on this. I'm not going to chase it for USD CAD. We'll see if it fills on my second account. We might. Still hasn't filled on my broker. There it is. Okay. I got filled. Look at GU. Yeah, GU, there's not really anything I'm looking for on GU to be honest, but we did fly. So I'm not sure if you were already positioned in a GU trade, but so yeah, let's see what happens. We got USD CAD entry um that got filled. Maybe for you guys it didn't get filled, but I'm glad that we were able to pull that up quickly. This is what I would want to see with the release now is a quick, relatively quick over the next 15 minutes flip. So notice how, again, right before news, where were we trading? Here. Okay. All the buyers with stop losses beneath these lows just got absolutely obliterated since last Thursday, basically. The only low that we haven't taken is this one. So now we want to look for these highs to get taken on USD CAD. That's the classic bamboozle with news release. Classic. The classic bamboozle. Sell to buy. All the sellers are like, oh my gosh, I'm up right now. This is the best day ever. I should always over leverage on news events. And then what's going to happen is they're going to get stopped out. And they're going to be like, oh, okay. I thought I was him, but I'm not. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe that happens. Maybe I'm the noob. You know what I mean? That's trying to catch the false spike. It's possible. You know what I'm saying? But that's the that's the idea. That's the idea. Okay, I need a partial on gold here. This is needing to happen here, ladies and gentlemen. Um, cool. Shout out to Goldilocks. Wow, we are freaking moving on gold. Okay, yeah. So we took the main target I had on gold was initially these highs. And so we've taken that. Um, man, I should have held the buys that I had from Sunday, to be honest, but it's all good. It's all good. Next area I'd be looking for of interest on Goldilocks would be for these highs to get swept at around 33.64. And again, sells on gold, I mean, we could get it. You know what I mean? Like there's the potential for that. I'm just not really looking for it personally, but that's just me. That's just me. So let's focus on what we're actually, positioned in right now, which is USD CAD. Paul, Paul, hold on. We got a doggo that I think wants to come in here, make an appearance. Paul, come here. Come here. Come say what's good to the squad. Oh. All right, everybody, say hello. This is Paul. Yeah, you're whining because mommy just left, huh? All right. He's like moaning, whining. That's the proper term, actually. Moaning's a little bit weird. Okay. So yeah, USC CAD's in the point of interest. Let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. Again, please use proper risk management if you're taking any sort of trade, especially on a news day. De-risking, risking less than you normally would is always the ideal. All right, Euro USD, we are taking the highs. Okay. So that's ideal. I would want to see a sweep of this. If we can get a sweep of this high from Thursday, I would like that. I would like that. And then I would probably look to, yeah, gold is absolutely lucky you bought earlier. Nice. Good stuff, Ron. Um, I would potentially look to take shorts on euro. Let's see what happens. What was the actual release on this? Wow, fourth month in a row bearish release for CPI across the board. Notice how it's like not even that. Do you want to go down? Here, man. You don't want to stay on my lap, man? All right. You're kind of a big boy anyways. All right. We got him to stop whining. That was the bottom line. Um, but yeah, the release again was bearish for USD. So makes sense why gold's flying. And now I'm just curious, do we get a reversal? I would expect the reversal before an hour after the release, usually is like the rule of thumb that I'm looking for. So even like an FOMC 2 p.m. release by 2:33, usually you'll see reversal if you're going to get one. CPI, same kind of idea, right? I would want to see price start to slow down. Maybe we take this high, maybe we don't. What do we get on AU actually, real quick? Yeah, so AU sweeping all these highs. We literally got above all these highs on AU. So there's that. NZUSD probably similar. GU, I wasn't really interested in anything on. USD CAD, we know is kind of just chilling in the point of interest. I want to see if we can get above this high. If we can get above this high, I would be curious to see if we can get sells on euro. I have an alert on this, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's an alert on that. And then we could also watch smaller time frame. Like if we get an inversion of this fair value gap, for example, or maybe we wait a little bit longer for price to develop. But you could look to enter on an inversion sell, candle closure beneath this low, stop loss. I'd probably place the stop above. I mean, it's going to be not as ideal of a risk to reward, to be fair, but I would want to see stop loss be above this 4 hour candle. Yeah, that's like it's not like the best risk to reward, to be honest. But with inversions, I mean, ideally you want to see the inversion and then you can put stop like above this high. But I just feel like this is like a little bit too easy to be manipulated through. You could do it though. Sells stop above this high, just do reduced risk, and then look to target the lows prior to the release. You know, That'd be the scenario. But if we're seeing this on Euro, USD CAD should be trading favorably as well. So notice how we're getting a reaction from the USD CAD buy area. So I would say let's be patient. Let's be patient. I'm going to take some more partials on golds. Cool. So yeah, nice reaction on USD CAD so far. Initially I didn't get fills. We did end up getting fills from the area. So USD CAD sells, or sorry, Euro USD sells. We'd be looking for Euro USD to, or wow, my mind's all over the place. Euro USD sells. We'd be looking for USD CAD to react favorably from our area for buys. And I like this area better than I like this area for sells on Euro, if that makes sense. But you could, like I said, you could, if you wanted to play the inversion, we just got a fair value gap inversion, sell stop loss above the high. You could do it. Um, kind of vice versa, probably on USD CAD. If we get a, inversion of this SIBI, you could potentially long that if you didn't get into the longs from the hourly point of interest. Um, but yeah, man, I'm not gonna force any positions. Gold was great. I wish I could have called that out for everybody at 7 a.m., but it's all good. It's all good. Hey, at least we got, you know what I'm saying? The live sessions. I'll pull this up. I think somebody was asking about it earlier, just while we're cooling right now. And I'll get back to the question in the chat in a second here as well. Nathan, I got you. But this is the GFU live schedule. Take a picture, post it to your teams, let them know. All right, we're going to be live on the GFU platform. First session is Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern. So I definitely need you guys' help putting that out there because right now I don't have a GFU Connect app set up. Like I don't have the app set up quite yet. So won't be able to really promote it other than Instagram and on this call right now. So you guys gotta definitely support the kid in packing it out. Let your teams know, let your people know. It's gonna be a good time. The first I won't want to spoil too much. We'll wait till Friday's session. But we got some exciting things to expect for the first couple of weeks. And then yeah, so that'll be the first session is Friday. But 4 sessions every single week. And I'm super excited. I'm fired up for it. It's gonna be a good time. Um, and yeah, I'll be posting and kind of announcing that you guys are hearing it for the first time right now. Most of you. In fact, I think everybody. But I will be posting this on Instagram, and I can send this to you. Yeah, if you want me to send it to you, I got you. I can send you the flyer for sure, just in case the screenshot quality isn't ideal. But okay, what do you expect on gold right now? Yeah, so let's pull this back up. Let's pull this back up real quick. Oh, my Zoom is there we go. We were bugging out for a second there. So outlook on gold, I mean, we spiked higher. Like we moved on gold, really nicely in a bullish direction. So didn't get the full spike lower, but the sweep that we saw at 7 a.m. was enough for me to take buys personally. I did take buys personally. And so this is, I mean, hey, we could still return to this, but I wouldn't look to have like a buy limit on this anymore. So if you have like a buy limit set, I wouldn't be favoring it as much just because we already took out the buy side liquidity. We already took out seller stop losses above these relatively equal highs. So it's like if we're expecting or if the usual price action for news release is to sweep one side of liquidity and then go to target the other side of liquidity, well, guess what? We just took out highs and these lows could be next. These lows specifically right here and maybe the smaller time frame lows here too. So, I mean, this thing could very quickly trade back to, the lower zone and maybe we get buys from there still, but I wouldn't look to have like a limit there per se. What do we got here from Tap to trade, or not tap to trade, but global FX ideas. Euro USD sell limit. Ah, great minds think alike. Great minds think alike. Looking for a downside movement after the manipulation of CPI news. Yeah, so somebody's on the same tip as me for Euro USD sells. The parameters that they're giving, here's a freebie for y'all that aren't a part of GFU, because this is from GFU, is as follows. I'll write it out on screen, and I do like this as well. Hence why we're in USD CAD buys. Euro USD sells kind of look, also appealing. But this is the parameters: 25 pip stop, entry at 114,750, stop loss at 115, and then TP level is, I mean, the first TP is here for a one-to-one risk reward, and then I think they've got, oh, I just got booted out of GFU there, but let's see. Second TP is at 114 flat. I think they're working on my educator portal for GFU Connect. Yeah, so I like this, man. I do like this for sales. And I'm gonna probably look to take this on my copy account. I have a trading account specifically for trade ideas. So I'm gonna look to execute this on there. My main account will kind of reevaluate. I want to look for an inversion entry if possible. And we're going to be teaching all about this stuff. If you guys are like, man, I don't understand what you're talking about, or, you know, fancy jargon this, fancy jargon that, we're going to be, educating and explaining all this stuff in a lot more detail on GFU Live. So don't worry. Don't worry. I got you guys. I got you guys. And it's all starting on Friday, baby. Let's go. Okay, let's see. Cool. So yeah, this is the sell from Paolo on GFU Connect. 114,750 sell limit. And it kind of brings us back to where we saw the inversion of this fair value gap as well. And then stop loss is at 115. Full TP is 114. You could partial it like, TP1 as he was calling it, which is at a one-to-one risk to reward, if you wanted to. And this is a freebie for those of you guys that aren't a part of GFU but that are on here. And all the more reason to, tap in with GFU. We got great trade ideas on a regular basis from GFU. GFU educators, GFU Connect. So nice price action from USD CAD. How many of you guys were able to position yourself in USD CAD buys? Just out of curiosity. Can we call that a buy limit? Let's see. I think they're doing maintenance on my on my app here. Hopefully I don't kick out whoever's logged in. At least let me see the parameters if you're gonna boom me out again. Hold up. Okay. Yeah, I can see that from Camille for the buy on gold. Cool. All right, let's see here. 36. Yeah, I see the vision. I see what he's looking for. So I'll be seeing you again as educator. Yeah, for sure. I'm excited. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Um, Gold team Poland can't wait. Let's go. Let's go. Can you call out the parameters for Euro? Yeah, these are the parameters for Euro. You could, I mean, we were pretty close to entry. I think we came just shy of it actually. But I mean, you could, if you wanted to, you could market execute it with a bit of a tighter stop. Because I honestly think we could flip from where we're at. But the original parameters that were given are the ones on screen right now. Entry 750, TP 114, stop loss 115. Me, I took USD CAD. Me. Okay, cool. Cool. Got kicked out of G for connected when you did as well. Oh, okay. That. So maybe they're not doing. I don't know. I thought they might have been doing something for mine because I got to be transitioned to an educator on there. Take a look at NZUSD sells. Yeah, Camille's got great risk to reward on his trade ideas for sure. Can somebody write these numbers out in the chat? Not as like financial advice, but just to help a brother out because I want to pull up NZUSD. If you guys could do that, that'd be great. Um, okay, yeah. So anybody that was in cells with stop loss break even on any probably got hit out just now. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing this, trade a little bit deeper into the fair value gap, for potential sells. Maybe, you know, maybe. I will be honest though, the price action we're seeing right now for a lot of these USD pairs, we want to see this thing start to flip, right? We want to see this thing to start to flip, ideally. Um, so yeah, the gold parameters Blake dropped in the chat. And then there were, if you could drop the euro parameters, those were the ones I was actually wanting to have drop. But the gold is fine too. If you can put it all in one message, that'd be good. That way people are able to see. That'd be great. But we would want to see USD CAD start to sucking up, start to suck up here. Oh man, such a weird way of putting it. But ideally, that's what we're looking for. Like we want to see this thing start to trade higher again for USD CAD. Um, I wouldn't be opposed to sweeping this low one more time. That way, anybody that was like, this is the news release, we got to bounce. This is the low right after news release. We've gotten a bounce higher than this one. One more sweep, I think, for USD CAD makes sense, which would mean that we're probably also going to get that, entry on Euro potentially. But we would want to see going into the top of the hour here. It's about to be 9 a.m. It's 8:52 right now. Between 9 and 9:15, you would want to start to see some favorable price action to the other, the other direction. Ideally, it's like after the news release, you want to give it about an hour after the release. You can take your entry to play the reversal, and then after about an hour, you want to see the reversal playing out. And if you don't see that playing out the way you're wanting to, it's you know, something you might want to potentially reevaluate. Not that it's not going to play out, but it's just usually that's the window where you'll start to see the reversal. Yeah, no problem. No problem. If you got to jump off in 5, I know there's some other educators going live. I'll probably be finishing up at around 9 a.m. as well. He said just market execute euro. Yeah. Yeah, you could choose to market execute euro cells, to be honest. Yeah. I'm on the same tip. I'm on the same tip. And then gold buys were from 136. So kind of this order block is where Camille's looking to take the buys from. But like I said, we could see. I do like this zone. I like what he's looking for. We could see a sweep of these lows still. That's the only thing I have in the back of my mind is we could see that. But technically speaking, if we're looking at this like 5 minute, 15 minute, not so much, but 5 minute trading range, this is like too much on the gold. Try me pull it up on a clean chart. We had so this was the trading range before. I mean, this is technically not the trading range before. This was low to high. We saw price retrace into 618 right here. We created a lower high. So this is all still just within this range. This is like the range that we're trading inside of. And then we got a breach up to the 2.7, just above the 2.7, which is ideal. So technically, we can be redrawing the fib from this low to the current high. Right? I know some people will be drawing it from this low to this high, but technically, this was the lowest point prior to us creating this high as the highest point in the current trading range. So that's the only reason why I'm, potentially saying we could trade back to this still for longs on golds. So either point of interest, either this zone, one or 33, 36, or 33.25. Both zones are viable for potential buys. Right? Both are at a discount, you know. So yeah, both are at a discount. Both look potentially appealing. So this is a good question in the chat. After price retraces the 618, can you always use that low for the next fib? You want to see price create a new higher high after trading back to the 618. So back here when we had this trading range from low to high, and we made this retracement, we traded back to the 618 here, bounced, swept the liquidity, excuse me, and then this was the lowest point of the retracement. The only time we're going to use this to fib is after we've gotten a breach of the high. So when we trade above it here, that's when we would then be fibbing from the low to the high. Yeah. But for example, if we get here to here, I mean, some people might fib this, and it's not like wrong to fib that. You definitely could fib that. Like this is certainly a trading range on a smaller, time frame perspective, like the 5 minute, maybe 3 minute, whatever. You just want to be mindful of the fact that there was no higher high created quite yet. Like these created relatively equal highs as liquidity. We got a pullback, then we break out. So now I would be looking to certainly fib from this low to this high, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. So as long as we've made a sequential high after the pullback to the 618 or wherever we pull back to, you could look to fib from there. Yeah. So yeah, we're in that point of interest for buys from Camille. Um, he's called out the buy from around 33, 36. But like I said, I'm curious to see what happens here. We could get the bounce from here. We could get a sweep of the lows, and we'd potentially trade back to, this potential point of interest. Which, maybe you have a buy limit on it, maybe you just wait to market execute, either way. It sells. Oh, nice. Solid. Yeah, I mean, if you took sells after we traded into this point of interest, I did talk about it. I didn't give the actual sell parameters, but this area is where we wicked into after news. We did get a nice reaction from the zone, So I'm with it. I'm with it. I see what you're looking for there, John. But yeah, personally, I'm gonna maybe execute a small position on golds for the buys. I'm still leaning a little bit more towards us potentially trading to take those lows. So let's see. Let's see. Mm-mm-mm. For example, like if we got like an inversion on Goldilocks, like if we inverted this fair value gap, or even, I mean, technically this is a fair value gap, but I've been looking more at this one. If we got price to trade and close a candle closure through this, I would market execute, stop beneath the low. because that would give me confidence that we are going to see a potential, bounce from this area, a little bit more confidence. But you could, do what you will with the trade idea. Do what you will with the trade idea. But yeah, Euro is selling off so far so good. USD CAD being bought up so far so good. This is a favorable hourly candle. We close in 10 seconds. So looking good, right? If we get this hourly candle closing like this, that's super favorable. And then we want to see, this 9 a.m. candle, we could sweep the low still. It's not out of the question, but we ideally want to see another um, bullish candle for this 9 a.m. candle. Ideally seeing this as a potential reversal. You see what I'm saying? Hopefully this is making sense. Hopefully I'm resonating. Hopefully this is, being understood by some of you, probably most of you. But I know I've been kind of like quick and all over the place to a certain extent this session as well. But cool, man. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna wrap up the session pretty soon here, probably in the next few minutes. I'll say it one more time. Um, Very excited to announce, the live sessions with Gifu officially starting Friday. So Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern, the same time that we went live for CPI today, we're going to be doing that first session. I'm very excited for it. It's going to be amazing. And we'll be doing every single week, 4 times a week from then on out. So it's going to be a good time, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be catching pips. We're going to be training. We're going to be, learning. We're going to be having a great time. And so I would definitely encourage you guys to let your teams know. Most importantly, let your teams know that the first session will be this Friday. I'll be posting it on Instagram. I'll be announcing it everywhere that I can announce it. But I would really appreciate your guys' support in spreading the word because as of right now, there's only a few channels that I can really announce it. But but yeah, guys, it's gonna be Friday. It's gonna be great. I will have a course on the Gifu website. Yeah, look forward to the Smart Money Bootcamp 2.0. It's going to be good. Probably within the first couple weeks of me being on the platform, you'll see that. Um, so it's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good. But yeah, fam, we'll just wrap up by going over what we're gonna leave off the session with. So USD CAD, we talked about it just before the release, like 2 minutes before the release. The buy limit from these parameters were given. The ideal scenario with the news release is to see a spike lower, capturing one side of liquidity to then reverse and take the other side of liquidity. We captured literally tons of lows on USD CAD, traded right down into the last down candle prior to this up move. Okay. Which also, you know, is at a low point in price on the higher time frame. We're expecting USD CAD to trade higher, longer term. So USD CAD was just super clean. This was from the time of release. We were then also looking for sells on Euro. I was hoping we could get above the high, but so far, we didn't. And honestly, playing this inversion would have been really good. But nonetheless, market executing sells was something that we talked about. We were looking for 750. We didn't quite get that. But we did, for anybody that market executed, we are currently up on that. And same kind of ideal scenario. USD CAD, we're looking to close very bullishly this next hourly candle. Same thing, vice versa on Euro. We're looking for price to basically melt and ideally take out, these lows for Euro USD. That's the ideal scenario. And then gold. I'm still looking at this potential zone for a reaction. There was also a buy idea that was sent out from Camille at the current price that we're trading from. So either zone, we could get a reaction from here. I'm leaning a little bit more towards us sweeping these lows still and getting down into that 33.25 area personally. So let's see what happens. And then for USD CAD, I would be patient going stop loss break even. I would wait until we've gotten an engulfing candle closure, to be honest, before going break even on the hourly. Wait for this to engulf. and then you could definitely go break even at that point. But at this stage, like we could get price being bullish for the first half of the candle, and then we still get a sweep of this low before we make the full move. But I mean, based on price action, this is favorable for USD CAD. So far, so good. You know, we didn't even talk about Bitcoin on the session today, but this is the ideal scenario for Don's perfect world on Bitcoin right now, just at a glance. But we'll talk more about this on another session, maybe Sunday. We'll pick this back up. Show your USD one more time. USD CAD TP is above these highs ideally, but a 1 to 4 risk to reward, 137,400. But you could look to go break even once we've taken these highs, and you could partial at these highs as well at like 136,900. I know I went kind of quick. 137,400 is the ideal target for USD CAD, and then 136,900 is where I'd be looking to partial and go break even. So those are the two TP bubbles on USD CAD. And then for gold, there were two areas we were looking for potential buys from. The main one is at 33.25 for me personally, but we could get a bounce from 33.36. And then the parameters for that, we'll pull them up real quick. Basically, entry from 33.36, stop loss was at 32.27.50. And then I think he's looking at TP above these highs, 33.60-ish. But this is I'll give you guys this one real quick. This is what I would be looking to set on gold as a buy limit. At what price should we break even on euro? I mean, it's up to you. Totally up to you. Bitcoin, I'm not really looking for anything as of right now. I want to see a pullback. I want to see a pullback on Bitcoin. But in terms of entry parameters or points of interest, there's not really a ton that I'm looking for at the moment. Um, yeah, I want to see. We probably have the same eyes, Nathan, to be honest, because I know we look at the markets very similarly. But this fair value gap is what I want to see price return into, or potentially these two order blocks. So like 106 would be great. We might just moon though, to be honest. Like summer months, expect the alt season. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, fam, I'm gonna wrap things up here. Um, good session, and looking forward to the first G Fuel Lab session on Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern. Looking forward to seeing you guys there. I have not been looking at the YouTube chat whatsoever. What is GFU? If you have any questions about GFU or working together, accessing these live sessions, whatever the case is, just DM me on Instagram. DM me on Instagram. I know a lot of you are already a part of the GFU community, which is great, but this is my IG. I'll drop it in the I mean, let's stay connected regardless. It'd be great to stay connected with you guys. I'll be putting out the content a little bit more and moving forward. Took a little bit of a break from short form content, but yeah, we'll be bringing that back too. So it's gonna be good. But you guys can shoot me a message, and I'm happy to give you some more details of what GFU is, what it is we got going on with trade ideas, live sessions, scanners that make the whole trading process a lot easier. Not easier, but give you an advantage with trading. And so, But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, looking forward to seeing you guys on Friday. Much love. Trade safe. Don't do anything silly. Like give your profits back to the market. Okay. Make sure you're taking, partials, moving stop loss break even when you see fit. Okay. But again, we're just, ideally we're waiting for engulfings on, USD CAD. We're looking for 136,900 to go break even in partial. Euro USD, kind of similar. I'd be looking for like this low to get taken, 114,200 to go break even in partial. So that's where we'll leave it at today. That's where we'll leave it for today. But yeah, fam, much love. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. Hopefully you got some value. Hopefully you were able to take some of those trades. But I mean, I think we were on point today. I don't think there's so far. We could be wrong. Things can happen after the session, but so far spot on. And I hope you guys are, content with the session today. But looking forward to seeing y'all on Friday. Let's get it.